Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 57, Psalm 57 of our daily psalm reading. We are reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 57. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 30th of December 24 and it's a Monday. You can find the previous 56 Psalms in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one, these videos are unedited, and also I'll probably stumble on my wording. Let's get started. Let your glory be over all the earth. To the choir master, according to do not destroy a Mecum of David when he fled from Saul in the cave. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for in you my soul take refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge, till the storm of destruction pass by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. He will send from heaven and save me. He'll put to shame him who tramples on me. Salam. God will send out his steadfast love and his faithfulness. My soul is in the midst of the lion. I lie down amid fierce beasts. The children of man, whose teeth are spears and arrows, whose tongues are sharp swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They set a net for my steps. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my way, but they have fallen into themselves. Salam. My heart is steadfast, O God, my heart is steadfast. I will sing and make melody. Awake, my glory, awake, O harp and lyre. I will wake the dawn. I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the people. I will sing praise to you among the nations, for your steadfast love is great to the heavens. Your faithfulness to the cloud be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. So that is Psalm 57 complete. And tomorrow we will be doing Psalm 58. For all new viewers, I will now put on the screen a post-it note and I will go through that, and also I'll go through the bits down the side here so you understand what that's all about. So the post-it note is, so David wrote Psalm 57 while hiding in a cave after escaping from King Saul. But also, Psalm 57 was written around the same time as 56. So these two are written around the same time period. There is another one, but we haven't got to it yet. So I didn't really want to include that until we get to that one, and it's going to be quite some time. It's towards the end of the book of Psalms, so I didn't really want to confuse people by going back and forth and we haven't even done it yet. Nothing worse than overloading people's brains. It's okay going back on Psalms, saying, oh, this Psalm is related to this Psalm and we've already covered it, that's fine. But what I find really difficult and really confusing is when people say, oh, this Psalm at this particular time, and then go ahead of yourself. that can get quite confusing, so I don't really want to do that one to confuse people. So with the bit here, these bits here, so as you can see, verse 1 to 6 and then 7 to 11, which is obviously the end. So David expresses, so this is verse 1 to 6, his anxiety, asks God for help against Saul and his enemies. He describes his enemies as fierce and compares them to lions. David also asks God to be merciful and kind to him. So obviously that is in this bit here. And then verse 7 to 11, which is obviously the ending part, David expresses his confidence in God's deliverance and praises God with song and melody. He acknowledges God's love and faithfulness and calls for God to be praised worldwide. So that is what those parts are split into. So then obviously there's lament and Salam. Salam are the bits here. They're closer to each other, but we've got to go to the start of the Book of Psalms for this bit. So Salam is a rest, pause or reflection. So that is when the psalmist has taken a pause from either singing or just from speaking. Sometimes it's easier to take that pause. I sometimes do it. You might notice there when I'm talking, I will just stop for a moment, pause, so I then can catch up with what I want to say next, sort of thing. A rest, so like when you're resting from singing, because obviously singing you're using all your vocal cords and you need to rest them. So when you're singing, you want to take that little bit of a rest, so you can kind of like be like, oh, thank goodness for that. My vocal cords can take a little bit of a rest before continuing on. Obviously at the end of the song you can have that permanent rest until the next song, but generally singers do like having a bit of a pause in their singing, just like so they can rest their vocal cords. It's not like a pause as in, you know, they just want to think what they're going to sing next. It's just to give their vocal cords a bit sort of break from singing. And then there's reflection. Reflection is quite good because you can reflect back on what you just said. So you think, oh, and then reflect that on. So that is what that means. And then here, I'm trying to do it because the light is, even though it's morning, quite bright for morning and in December. So I do apologise if I keep moving my Bible around. It's just trying to get the right light. So a lament is a type of prayer song that is a cry for God to act in the midst of pain. And obviously these here are the lament. And here is 57. Individual laments are a personal feeling. They are the most common type of psalm. As you can tell, there's a lot of psalms there, so it just goes to show that individual lament at that, are the most common type of psalm. They often begin with an invocation to God, followed by the lament and request for help, ends with an expression of trust in God. I have explained this in yesterday's video, 56, but I'm going to try and give you the condensed version because I'm aware that the video for yesterday was very, very long. So the condensed version is when we have a prayer, we could be praying for anything in particular, like, I don't know, if somebody's lost a loved one, or they're just, which is obviously hence the grief, or somebody's in pain, with ill health or anything really, you will open up your prayer with an invocation to God. So you always welcome God in. Nothing worse than not welcoming him in, because I'm on the belief that if you welcome God in to your prayer, God's then prepared to listen to you. If you're just praying and don't invite God in, God could just be chilling somewhere else. That's just my opinion. Don't shoot me for it. But that's just my own opinion on it. So my opinion is that you have to invite God into your prayers, because if you don't, he ain't gonna be listening to you. I mean, he's always with us, but it's kind of like when you're talking to somebody and you are just talking to them, but you don't say who you're talking to. So, like, for example, let's just use my mum as an example. And actually, I'm going to call my mum Mum. But if I'm just talking about anything, let's just say I'm talking to her about the Bible, I could chat to her about Bible study, and I could say to her, oh, I'm doing Bible study on YouTube, and we're learning about this book of Psalms. Now, with that in mind, my mum would not know I'm talking to her until I say to her, Mum, my cat is just on the settee next to me, if you hear me out. So I could say to my mum, like, Mum, I am doing a Bible study on YouTube for a Bible study, and we're learning about Book of Psalms. My mum then knows I'm talking to her. She's now going to be on the table. My cat. Hold on. There she is. She likes being on the table, and she likes distracting me. Stop distracting me, baby. You get some first in a second. Now she jumped off, which is kind of good because she would just be sat there for a while. Anyway, as I was saying before, so if I'm talking to my mum, I'm obviously just talking about anything, and I don't mention her name, I don't mention mum into it. My mum ain't gonna know I'm talking to her. As soon as I mention mum, and then tell her that I'm doing a Bible study online, she then knows I'm talking to her directly. Same with God. You have to kind of speak to him as if, you know, acknowledge him by name, say to him, God, Heavenly Father, whichever, Lord, the Almighty One, whichever way you want to describe him. That's when you can obviously do that. So that's why you have to invite him in. And then you then obviously follow that then by the lament, by the pain, the grief, the issue that you've got going on. And then you request help from God, and then you end that with an expression of trust that God will then help you with that pain. Because obviously God wants to help everybody, but he's got to be able to know that you're wanting his help. You've got to talk to him and address him by name, so he then knows that you want him. And then give him that trust that he's going to help you with your pain and issues that's going on in the world, going on in your life, whatever it is. You want to be able to express that to him. But you can't express that to him if you haven't addressed him. And obviously, all prayers are an individual lament. Now, I said that was going to be a condensed version, but my cat got onto my attention, which then throws me off a little bit. So I'm hoping that's a condensed version compared to yesterday. It should be. I can't imagine it's not going to be, because yesterday we went on for ages talking about lament. So, in looking at how long we've been filming for, I can see that it's not going to be anywhere near yesterday's video. So I'm going to now write in the date, the day number and the date. So it's day 57, and we're on the 30th of the 12th, 24. We are getting so close to the end of the year. We just got tomorrow's, which is the 31st, and then 59 will be the 1st of January. 59 isn't too long to be fair, so, well, I say it isn't too long, it's better than some. So it's definitely getting there into the new year. It's fast approaching, which is kind of a bit, so that is that. Thank you for watching my video. Please like my content. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you could do that. And please turn on the notification bell so you can get updated of when content gets uploaded to the channel. Thank you and goodbye.